And that's the sort of bull you want in the paddock. Let you give him a scratch.
Here we are, we're out on farm in the farm ute. This is Todd here.
How you going, guys?
And this is Dave. Can we call you City Slicker Dave today?
Yeah, that's me.
So Dave is a customer of Todd's restaurant and cafe, but tell us about the farm. What's the name of the farm here?
Right, so the farm is Chef the Farmer at Little Eden, and we use one of the chicken caravans, 450s, and we do it in a pasture-raised scenario along with our pigs and cattle.
And he's also a chef, and he's also got a restaurant in your spare time. Can we say that?
Yeah. the restaurant definitely is in the spare time now. Farming takes precedence over the cafe, that's for sure.
Righto, let's go.
Awesome. We've had this van for nearly 3 years now. We bought it as a second-hand van, and it's absolutely amazing. I couldn't do this style of farming without something like this. The whole setup of them I absolutely really love. They're on their second year of production. They'll hit 2 years of production in September. Chickens were here about 3 months ago, and we throw out a cover crop behind the van as part of a soil improving scenario to build up more organic matter for the soil. And then our cows come through. They've been through twice since we threw that mix out, and they've grazed it off twice, and it's coming back kicking goals again. It'll be ready for the cows in about another 60 days.
So Todd's just hosing out the van, so every few weeks he just gives it a bit of a hose out just to get any manure just off the mesh floor. This is just going to improve the life of his chicken caravan. Now this particular chicken caravan, this is a bit of a blast from the past for me. This is chicken caravan number 12. We've actually sold over 500 chicken caravans now to multiple countries around the world. So it's pretty cool. He's picked up this chicken caravan second hand, but this is number 12. This one's not hot dip galvanized, but all the new caravans now, they're all hot dip galvanized, so they pretty well last forever. So he's there cleaning that out. He's got a little like firefighter system on the back of his ute here. And we've got City Slicker Dave over there about to set up some fences. There he is. We're going to put him to work. So Todd's got a restaurant in town that all these eggs go to, so he grows his own eggs for the restaurant. And Dave's one of his customers, so I sort of know Dave, and Dave's one of the customers, so I thought I'd bring him out here so Dave can see firsthand of where his eggs come from when he's at the cafe. So we're going to set these fences up now. We're going to give Todd a hand, set these fences up, and then we're going to move this caravan to some fresh grass.
Yeah, especially at this time of year, when the grasses aren't growing real prolific, we slow our move down a little bit.
Yeah.
During spring and autumn, our actual van moves are faster, kind of like the cows. We follow the same sort of pattern as the cows. We move them a bit more, just so they don't smash the ground as much. Like the spot over there that's brown is where the chooks, they spent actually, that was 7 days there, sorry, and that was when my back was real bad. And
you couldn't move them.
Just couldn't move them.
Yeah.
Come spring, we'll plant sorghum on that one patch, because sorghum helps pull the excess nitrogen out of the ground.
Yeah.
So we'll just treat that one patch a little bit differently to the rest. I'll put a straight sorghum seed down on that, just to help draw out too much nitrogen, because it can burn the ground and it can actually leave a bare patch for a while. And the sorghum will draw the excess out.
What will you do with the sorghum? Just graze it.
For the cows?
Yeah. So wait till it's so high and just put the cows in.
It's like candy to the cows.
Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome. I absolutely love it. So we actually, sorghum is one of our mixes that we put, one of the seeds that we put in our summertime mix. And when we first got that rain in February, this whole flats was covered through the mix of sorghum, millet, cowpea, some turnip that was left in there from the winter mix, and roach grass, and it just went bananas. Like in a matter of 3 weeks we're walking around in knee to waist height grass, and then in no time at all was parking the ute in the middle of the patches where the van was, and you could only just see the roof of the ute. It was awesome, it was amazing. Like the difference that the van and the fertiliser from the chooks makes is just phenomenal. Like we've been here for 3 years, and I've never seen a place like that before. It was just absolutely phenomenal. It's perfect. It's what you want.
So here we have it, the chickens are coming into a new paddock. We're just opening up the centre fence. Todd's going to hook the ute up, and because the van's facing this way, he's actually going to back it in. So you can drive it forward, or you can back them up. So you can see now all these chickens are coming into the new paddock, and this is what the chickens love. They love just this fresh grass. They're going exploring. We're putting the city slicker to work here. His role is to put the chain over the tow ball.
I'm the slave.
The slave. So tell me, Dave. The slave on a chain. So you eat at Todd's restaurant. What is it like for you to come out here and see the farm, see the chickens?
Oh, this is fantastic, because it's one thing to go to the restaurant and eat there, and the food's beautiful because you can tell it's local, because the flavours are so much stronger and clearer. But to actually come out here and see the source of it, it's just fantastic. It gives you a whole context to what you're eating. Makes it seem a lot more real as the chicken runs under the ute. What? All right.
Alrighty. This is a city slicker helping a farmer line up a tow hitch.
Left, down.
We're giving Dave a bit of a hard time.
Straight in.
See how he goes here.
Beautiful.
That's far enough.
We're now going over to see our pigs and chickens, pigs and beef.
Awesome. And you got a cafe or restaurant. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so our cafe is called LV's on Clarence, and we are a paddock to plate philosophy cafe. So everything that we produce here on the farm goes to the cafe, and then we've also got a good half dozen other little micro growers around the area, local to Port Macquarie, that we buy direct from as well. And so yeah, we try and do 100% local wherever we can, when we can.
And tell me about when COVID hit, COVID-19, and you had to shut down the cafe, because Dave sort of comes into this story because Dave is one of your customers.
Yep.
And what you started with the veggie boxes.
Yeah, so we started off with doing hampers. When COVID hit, we had obviously all this food still in the fridges, and we went, shit, what the hell are we going to do with this? So we started making jams and conserves, relishes and pickles and everything like that we could with those products. The rest of the products we packaged up and started doing home delivery hampers, and all that sort of stuff we jammed full of our farm products. So that the farm really allowed the cafe to survive and thrive through that time of the closure, and it kind of really made us repurpose what we do, in the sense of the cafe, we now have a bigger retail sector in there. When we process some animals, the animals go into the cafe and we retail them through there, which Dave's bought a fair bit of our stuff off of us. And yeah, we just love trying to get the word out about the local farms, and especially our farm obviously, and the products that are available in our area, because we're second to none with what we can get in this area.
Cool, and we've just arrived at the cattle. Tell us about these cattle here.
So the cattle that we have here, we have primarily Murray Grey and Angus cattle, but we've got what they call a square metre bull. So they're from Murray Grey stock that they got bred in the 70s, I think it was, and they're essentially a Murray Grey size frame, but these tiny little legs, and they're absolutely awesome. They throw off a really, really chunky calf that grows really fast on 100% grass. So we're 100% grass based with our beef. We do not feed any grain, we will not feed grain, and so we're breeding to our climate and our grasses with those sort of animals. And that's the sort of bull you want in the paddock. Let you give him a scratch. Good boy.
True free range, here we go.
They'll follow to you.
Got some pigs here. Quite friendly, look at this. Like a good scratch.
Yeah, it's run.
Oh, okay.
What do you reckon, City Slicker Dave?
Oh, I reckon it's great. It's just the fresh air, space. It's just the real world, isn't it? Love it. And it's just the way they're mixing with each other, and the way that he rotates around, and listening to Todd talk about it is fantastic. Just talking the way he manages the land, and he knows it so well, and he clearly loves it. He clearly is passionate about what he does.
So we're after about inch to inch and a half height on the manure, and we're after a really nice set with a little puddle on the top, so they're getting a really well balanced diet. Even though we're in winter and there's not a lot of really good fresh green forage, with the moving the cows so much and the grass is having time to repair and recover, there's enough forage and enough quality forage that they're getting a really balanced diet, and that's why we move them every day. We've also got dung beetles, so the dung beetles will come into that, and it's easier for the dung beetles to bury that manure under the ground, which is another part of our fertiliser system.